Hi, today I am going to show you how to activate your Lenormand cards before you complete a reading. Yes, it is important to activate your cards before you do a reading because they're just simply cards. So if you don't activate them, put your intention into them, you're doing a card reading. If you activate them, and you put your energy into them, you are doing a psychic reading. And hopefully your goal is to do a psychic reading using Lenormand cards. Because you got to remember, this is only a tool. Whatever information that you get during the reading, without using the cards, you need to put into your reading as well. All right, so I'm going to demonstrate how you can activate your cards so that you can complete a psychic reading. So let's get started. Okay, I'm going to use a 5-card spread using my Lenormand cards to demonstrate how to activate your cards. Now, hopefully when you come to your session and you talk with your client before you even touch your cards, you need to know, well, what question does my client have? And then you know exactly where to go from. So if my client comes and says, you know what, I just need advice to make it through this week because it's been a very difficult week. So I know what the question is, what kind of guidance my client needs. So what I do is I am actually going to show you the card reading where I'm going to focus on one card. And because my client wants to know about herself, I am going to choose the woman card because the woman card is the symbol for my client. Okay. So, and I'm going to do the card reading where I actually look at the cards. You can do it both ways. You can not look at the cards or actually look at the card, the significator card or the focus card of your reading. And that just kind of helps you get started and gives you the answers. All right. Now, remember that you have energy in your hands. Okay. Energy pockets, should I say. I always like to activate them. And what I do before I do the card reading also is I activate my energy right here. And what I do is I concentrate. You can rub your hands together to get that warm energy going so that you know what it feels like. Pretty soon you won't even have to do that. And so once you get your energy activated in your hands, you move it to your cards because you are the one that activates the cards, not the other way around, okay? I also want to set the intention. And my intention is I want to connect from this world to the next so that I can connect with my loved ones, with my spirit team, with my angels, with the divine, so that any information that I receive, I'll be able to give my client for their best guidance that they need for love and light. So I always set an intention before I do a reading just so that I can get that love energy going because your client will need that energy. And I always try to connect with their aura as well because it is a psychic reading. A psychic reading is a soul to soul connection. Okay, now take a deep breath and then I go ahead and ask the cards the question, what guidance does my client need for this week? And then I shuffle them, and this is getting all the energy. And I'm also visualizing the lady card in my head and saying, please activate the focus card, which is the lady. And then when I feel like they are shuffled this way enough and I have enough energy on them, and you can actually know whenever it is time to begin the reading. You gather your cards, and I feel like right now I need to do another shuffle. All right. So let's go and get started. Again, I'm going to look at these cards. I'm going to find the significator or the focus card of the reading, which is the woman. And then the cards around it actually have the energy that will help my client give her the guidance. Okay, so there's the woman card. Uh-oh. Okay. So let me line this up. All right, this is the focus card. So this is the one that I activated. This is the one that I pictured in my mind. So it's very important for you to know, once you know the question, well, what card is going to help you answer the question? That's the card that you're going to be really activating and being your focus card. All right, let me tell you the meaning of this spread. All right, by looking at this card spread, I can see why my friend is having a difficult week this week. So, whenever you look at the dog and the whip, this may mean in her situation that she has a friend that is treating her awful. And maybe there's an argument that's brewing and she can just feel this energy. And that's what she's really concentrating on, because this is the way that she's looking at the cards, right? Now, what's behind her is more of guidance. Get your authority, get your power, girl, and really communicate, express that you do not like to be treated this way and speak your truth. I am going to go ahead and do a second card reading where I am not going to look at the cards. I'm going to do it the other way, but I am still going to activate a focus card. Now, my client, again, what her question is, what is the barrier? What barrier do I have that is blocking me from being successful in my career? So the career card for me is, and it really depends upon our job, but I really concentrated on this and I feel like it needs to be the fish. Now, sometimes there's several different cards that may have the same type of meaning. So what I do is I leave it to my spirit team and say, okay, what card do I need to activate? And I get an answer. So because of, I could do the bear, which is an entrepreneur, job who is, someone who is starting their own job, is their own business and is the boss. Or I could do the fox, which is an 8 to 5 job. But because this is more of a general reading about her job, about what her blockage is, I'm going to use fish, the fish card. So that's what I'm going to activate. So remember, this is the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set my intention first for my second psychic reading. I'm going to say my intention. I want to connect from this world to the next with my spirit team, my angels, my loved ones, and with the divine, so that I can give my client a love and light reading, and please help the information to come clearly and concisely so that I understand it and so that I can give her the information. And then once I set that intention, then I go ahead and rub my hands together to get my energy going. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate that significator or the focus card, which is the fish. All right. And then once I do that, I'm going to pull up these and I'm going to ask the question again in my head while I do the cards, get it refocused. And even though I activated the fish card and I'm not looking for the fish card, this just kind of sets the intention anyway for the card readings. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm just going to go ahead and pull 5 cards. When I'm looking at this spread, this is so interesting because whenever you look at the card here that we're really going to focus on in the center of the situation, this is not the fish card. However, it is regarding the fish card. And if you want to, you can do it another way as well, because I think this really has meaning of that my client is really unsure. It's kind of like unclear. I don't really know what's stopping me from having a good career. Now, if you want your focus card in the middle like this, you can always pull it if it didn't come out, because this card still gives us some great information about her job. Okay. She's very unclear about it. So I love how that came out. Over here, we have the coffin, which is the end of something. And then we have the scythe that is next to it, which means cut it short. So it very interesting because we're talking about this career and she's wondering why she's not able to advance in the career. This is kind of giving her the advice that she might need to move on to something else so that she can grow in a career and be happy with it. Okay. So then when you come on this side, we have the ship and we have the tree, which means that the reason why she's not really moving on to something else is because she's very secure where she is. She doesn't really want to, do something new. Remove that tree, remove the roots that she has created. She doesn't want to go on this journey because of it, because she's having such a hard time cutting ties. So this reading is actually guiding her to look and see what else is out there so that you can advance. You're blocking because you're not real happy and you're staying stagnant in your career. So to be able to do so, you need to get in the ship and move forward, even though you're going to feel uncomfortable uprooting your tree. Let's go ahead and summarize what we talked about today on how to activate your cards. Now, of course, the first one is determine the question. What does your client need to answer? What kind of guidance do they need? Then you need to set the intention. Make sure that you set the intention for love and light for your client. And many, many times, whenever I set the intention, I'm actually also connecting my energy with their energy so that we have that soul to soul connection as in a psychic reading, because that's what you are doing. You're completing a psychic reading. So then activate the energy in your hand so that you can get the energy on your cards. And so remember, if you rub your hands together, you're going to feel that energy and you're going to feel some heat. That is the energy that you're activating because you are made of energy and you're just centering on activating the energy in your hands so that you can get the energy into your cards. So remember, whenever you are deciding what your focus card is going to be, you really need to know your cards. You need to really know what the symbolism is. So whatever you feel like will need to be the card that answers the question or gives the client the best guidance, you focus on that card. You shuffle the cards facing down. Remember, whenever you activate the focus card, you're actually picturing that card in your mind. Then take a deep breath, restate the question, and I usually just do that quietly, and set up your reading. If you're going to do a 5-card reading, if you're going to do a box card reading, you just go on from there. And remember, whatever information that you receive and that you just know you need to give the client, you need to make sure that is a part of the reading, because the cards are not doing the reading. You are actually getting this information to your client. You are interpreting those cards. You are the one that activated the cards. So remember, this is a psychic reading and not a card reading. So activate those cards with your own energy and trust in whatever you get, and tell the client the information that you get, because you are help guiding them on their journey. So I wish you much luck and have fun doing your Lenormand card readings.